Charles Schulz, the brilliant cartoonist behind Peanuts, created one of the most beloved and influential comic strips in history. For 50 years, his characters, Charlie Brown, Snoopy, Lucy, Linus, and so many others, captured the hearts of millions worldwide. The strip wasn't just entertainment. It was philosophy, humor, and life lessons drawn in simple lines. At its peak, Peanuts was published in over 2,600 newspapers, translated into dozens of languages, and read by more than 350 million people every single day. Yet, after decades of daily dedication, it all came to an end with one heartbreaking phone call. Schulz's words, "I'm done," echoed not only in his office, but across the world as fans realized that the magic of Peanuts had reached its conclusion. By the late 1990s, Charles Schulz had been battling serious health issues. Drawing every panel by himself, without assistants or replacements, had become increasingly difficult. For years, he had been experiencing tremors in his hands and vision problems that made it harder to continue the demanding pace of producing a daily strip. Then, in late 1999, Schulz was diagnosed with advanced colon cancer, a devastating blow that left him physically unable to continue the work he had devoted his entire life to. He had always promised that no one else would ever draw Peanuts, insisting that the strip was deeply personal to him, and so the decision was inevitable, but painful beyond words. The phone call that ended Peanuts came when Schulz, heartbroken yet resolute, told his syndicate and publishers that he could no longer continue. With those simple words, "I'm done," the longest-running and most beloved comic strip of all time was over. After nearly half a century, Schulz was walking away from his life's work. He never wanted Peanuts to continue without him, fearing that its spirit and authenticity would be lost if another artist took over. In one night, with one call, he closed the book on an era that had defined generations. The announcement shook fans around the world. Newspapers printed his final farewell strip on February 13, 2000, just one day after Schulz himself passed away in his sleep. The timing was almost poetic. He had retired from the comic only to leave the world at the same time as Charlie Brown, Snoopy, and the entire Peanuts gang. Millions of readers grieved as if they had lost not just a cartoonist, but a friend who had been with them through every stage of life. The tragedy of Charles Schulz's ending is that the man who gave the world so much joy, laughter, and comfort had to let go of the very thing that defined him. His simple yet profound art-shaped culture influenced countless creators and brought comfort to children and adults alike. And yet the strip that never missed a day for 50 years ended not with a bang, but with a quiet phone call from a man too ill to continue. Today, Peanuts lives on through reruns, books, and merchandise, but it has never been the same without Schulz's personal touch. That final phone call remains one of the most heartbreaking moments in the history of comics, a reminder that even legends must someday say goodbye. Charles Schulz gave the world half a century of joy, and when he finally said, "I'm done," the world felt the weight of his departure in a way that still lingers.